What's going on, everybody? Last preseason game for the New York Knicks. They fall 117-118 to the Washington Wizards. The Knicks are 4. They would close out preseason 4-1 during this preseason. And, a lot of good things we saw tonight, a lot of bad things we saw tonight. But, all in all, we wanted to come out of this game healthy. We have to wait until we see the Precious Achiuwa news. He hurt his hamstring in the game and kind of limped off the court there and walked back to the locker room. But we hope that Precious Achiuwa is okay. But appreciate every single one of you joining me here for this preseason post game on this Friday night, giving me your time. I know there's better things to do than hopping on here for a preseason post game on a Friday night, especially. So appreciate every single one of you as always. All right. What do you guys think? That's a wrap. 5 preseason games for the Knicks. Appreciate every single one of you in here. Tony, what's going on? Ant Bridges, 0 for 10, 3-point shot. He doesn't have an offense in this lineup. Now with Cat in it, as a team, the Knicks are shooting terrible from 3 this preseason. Yeah, I guess we could start with Mikal Bridges. 0 for 10 tonight from 3 for Mikal Bridges. And, 0 for 10 tonight from Mikal Bridges. Knicks try to get him going with the bench unit. They tried to mix and match him in the second quarter. I think that's the ways that the New York Knicks are going to try to get him going is pair Mikal with the bench unit with Deuce out there. But tonight, his shot was he was off, man. He couldn't hit anything. And there was, he kind of changed his shot this summer, quicker release. He feels like it's the better way to go. Not sure if that's kind of like bothering him, but it could just be an off night for Mikal. 0-10 from 3. And, he's been okay during these preseason games for the New York Knicks. And I'm not going to overreact to one game, but, he had some okay games during this 5-game stretch for the New York Knicks in the preseason. And I'm just trying to go to his I don't even think they have his preseason game log. Let's go. All right, here it is. So 15 points, 16 points. Look at these threes. 0-10 tonight, 104, 104, 0-1. It's not just Mikal. The New York Knicks as a team are dreadful from behind the arc. They're really, really bad from behind the arc. We can go to tonight's game and go to team stats for the New York Knicks, and they shot 8 of 36 from behind the arc tonight. That is terrible. 22%. And over the preseason, they haven't been shooting well at all. So that's a cause for concern. It is. And look, Cat was off tonight too. Brunson was amazing. Josh Hart really isn't attempting threes. He really isn't trying to score out there. So what do we shoot versus the Minnesota Timberwolves from 3? 12 of 40, 30%. Yeah, it's a problem during these preseason games, right? I'm not going to sugarcoat things, but it is a problem. I just want Mikal to snap out of it before Tuesday. And whether, he's, it's, I don't know. Big Task, what's going on? The defense is a great concern. Perimeter defense is okay. OG Anunoby, it looks like he's locked in. He looks amazing out there. OG Anunoby looks like he's ready for this season. Big Task, what's going on? Scorch Girl says, I'm cool. Bridges will be fine. Who told Mikal Bridges to start shooting like that? Yeah, it's strange that Mikal, he had an okay shooting season last year, and then he came into this season wanting to change his shot. And, it's just a bad start for the New York Knicks as a team to start this preseason in terms of shooting the basketball. Hopefully they can snap out of it when the season starts. But, losing a Dante DiVincenzo, your best 3-point shooter last year, that's going to hurt a bit. And these things are going to take time. Look, I don't want to overreact to 5 games, but at the same time, we have to react to certain things that we see because these things can carry over. I know that these things are going to take time. I know that the New York Knicks are going to need some time to acclimate Mikal in the offense. It seems like he's still trying to find his way with the starters with Brunson and Cat, because now Brunson and Cat are starting to find their rhythm and their groove. So where does that lead Mikal? OG Anunoby looks amazing. He looks ready for the season. Mikal kind of looks like that outsider right now, just trying to find his game. And I feel like it will come. And I feel like the Knicks are going to put Mikal Bridges in certain situations to try to find his game. We saw tonight when he was with the bench unit, he actually looked okay with the bench unit. And we're going to see that more and more with Deuce McBride out there. And when he's with the bench unit, they can feature him as well. And yeah, things are just going to take time. Tony says the offense doesn't have to rely on shooting threes with the starting lineup. They should attack the basket more, produce more pick and rolls. Yeah, shout out to Tyler Kolek, man. Tyler Kolek with a tough layup to close that game, to close the game tonight. Unfortunately, he couldn't get the ball inbound. But all right, I kind of want to talk about Pat Home Daddy A. Look, I want to shine some light on Pat Home Daddy A. The 19-year-old rookie for the New York Knicks, Pat Home Daddy A. He had some good second quarter minutes these past couple of games. He's been rock solid for the New York Knicks. 5 points, 1 rebound in the second quarter. He's only 19, and he's shooting the ball better. He's a very smart player. We see some smart cuts from him tonight. He just, knows his spots within the offense. And I just want to shine some light on Pat Home Daddy A. It's just a huge step up from the Summer League. And he's just been impressive these last couple of games for the New York Knicks. And, I did not know what to expect because of the Summer League that he did have. But over these last couple of games, Pat Home Daddy A has truly impressed. And his three-point shot has been there. His cutting has been there. His basketball IQ has been rock solid. Like I said, a step up from the Summer League. And I just want to shine some light on Pat Home Daddy A because he's been playing really well over these last couple of games for the Knicks. I know it's preseason, but for a 19-year-old, this is a huge step in the right direction for the rookie. 17 minutes tonight, 4-7 from the field, 2-3 from 3, 10 points. So 10 points, 3 rebounds tonight. And the last game, he was in double digits again. 16 points, 5 rebounds, 3 of 6 from 3 during the last game for Pat Home Daddy A. Just wanted to shine some light on the young man. He has really impressed over these last 2 games. I know we're not going to see him in the rotation this season, but if you're getting that from him so early on in his, just 2 games, I know, but if you're getting that from him showing signs of life, and he came into the season kind of like a raw player. Now, you could tell he's been working behind the scenes with the Knicks. Only 19. The ceiling is sky high for the kid, and I'm just happy that, over these last 2 games we've gotten to see, his true game. And that's what the Knicks saw in him. That's why they drafted him in the first round. And the New York Knicks have had success drafting in the first round. And Pat Home Daddy A. Shout out to Pat Home. Shout out to Pat Home. Just wanted to shine some light on Pat Home. All right, so let's get back to the game a little bit. Yeah, Knicks started 0 of 8 from 3 tonight. I don't know, guys. Is it me or just like Josh Hart in the starting lineup? Just like I understand it. I get it. I get the Josh Hart in the starting lineup, and I want to see him in the starting lineup. But it just looks off. Something just looks off with him starting, and maybe that's just me being overreactionary. And I know it's gonna take some time, and Tom Thibodeau will probably give it 10 to 15 games. And when if Mitch Robinson gets back, maybe that pushes Josh Hart back to the bench. But I don't know. He's just not looking for his shot. He's just looking to pass. And, you don't think teams are going to notice that. They know that he's not going to want to shoot. I mean, it's weird because he came into this season wanting to take more threes, wanted to attempt more threes. Maybe he's just duping all of us. And when the season starts, we see like Josh Hart attempting a lot of threes. But I don't know. It just looks kind of off so far and in these first 5 preseason games. But, just the offense just hasn't really clicked. The 3-point shooting from the Knicks as a team hasn't clicked. Towns was off tonight. And it just hasn't really clicked for this squad. And, you know, we still got three more days until the regular season starts, right? And that's it. So, you know, I don't know. But regarding Josh Hart, I know, you know, he's so valuable for us, but just his fit in the starting lineup, just to me, it just, I don't know. It just doesn't look right out there. I could be just off base about that, but to me, it just doesn't look right out there. Tony says, I feel with all of the new talent they added, they just trying to fit everyone in, and it's going to take time for that chemistry for guys to know their role. Yeah, during these preseason games, what we know so far is Jalen Brunson is ready. OG Anunoby is ready. He can very well win Defensive Player of the Year, OG Anunoby. I mean, his perimeter defense has been rock solid, and that's where we're going to get night in, night out. Watching Mikal a little bit, they had that great game a couple of days ago in the preseason. Cat, I like what I'm seeing in terms of around the basket stuff. He's grabbing rebounds. His shot just isn't falling. You know, tonight his shot just isn't falling, and he still finished with a double-double tonight. And, you know, like you said, these things are going to take some time. 30 minutes for Cat, 7 of 16 from the field, 0 of 5 from 3. Shot 10 free throws. That's what you want to see out of your big man. 12 rebounds, 3 offensive rebounds, 22 points for Karl-Anthony Towns tonight. You know, I like what I'm seeing from Cat. That three, we already know him to be an elite three-point shooter, so I'm not worried about his 0-4-5 behind the arc. Anunoby looks ready. If anything, I wanted to scream at Anunoby and say, take more shots. 4-7, 2 of 4 from 3, 14 points, 2 blocks. 3 steals, 3 assists. Anunoby looks ready. Josh Hart, I mean, only attempted 2 shots, 2 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. I know why he's out there, to grab those rebounds, to push the pace, to kind of set people up in the offense. These things will take time. But Bridges, I mean, going back to Bridges, it's going to take some time acclimating him in the offense. It is. And it's not going to happen overnight. We're going to see some nights where Mikal Bridges is going to have it. And some nights, like tonight, he's not going to have it. I don't think we will see an 0 for 10 game from Mikal Bridges this season again. If we do, that's an issue. But it's just it just wasn't falling tonight from Mikal. And that's it. I mean, I just think we're gonna need some patience in terms of Mikal Bridges, because when things start to click, I feel like that's when the New York Knicks can become one of the best offenses in the NBA. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen within the first 5 games, maybe not even within the first 10 games. But you saw kind of glimpses of what the New York Knicks are trying to do with Mikal tonight. They played him the entire first quarter, subbed out Brunson and Cat. They put him in with Bridges. It was Bridges, Kolek, Precious, Sims, and Campaign. So you kind of substitute Kolek and you put McBride in there. So Bridges, McBride, Precious, Sims, and Payne. That's a lineup where you can kind of get Bridges going on the offensive end and kind of establish him on that front. But it's gonna take some time. It is. And, you know, just a bad shooting game from Bridges. Nostalgic, what's going on, man? Appreciate you in the chat. Just chopping it up this Friday night. Last preseason game. New York Knicks are 4-1 to wrap up this preseason, with Boston staring them right in our sides on Tuesday. It all starts on Tuesday. So Cat came here a couple of weeks ago. Now we hit the ball running on Tuesday to hopefully spoil ring night against the Boston Celtics. Knicks 100 GM. Bridges has been atrocious. Players going right by him. I've noticed that too on defense. He kind of looks, I don't know, even on defense too, it kind of looks like he looks lost out there a little bit. It does. I noticed that tonight too. I mean, he had that great game defensively a couple of games ago, and tonight he just kind of looked off, defensively and offensively. He looked off. And Wizards were going right by him. And I don't know. Just one of those games for Mikal. Not what you want to see heading into Boston on Tuesday, but hopefully he can snap out of it. And I think he will snap out of it. I mean, at the end of the day, patience is going to be what I'm going to be preaching. And I know a lot of people don't want to hear that, but eventually it will click. Eventually it will click for Mikal. It has to. It has to, right? Tony says, I think the issue with the starting lineup is there isn't a floor general for the starting lineup. Brunson not going to average 9 assists. I honestly think Brunson can average 9 assists, 8 to 10 assists. I'm calling for Jalen Brunson to average more assists this year. And I think now with Karl-Anthony Towns and Bridges and Anunoby, I think this will be one of Jalen Brunson's career seasons in terms of passing the ball. So, yeah. HRM, what's going on? Pack home game is very mature. He might get burned if Precious is out for a while. Yeah, just kind of rewind a little bit. Precious Achiuwa limped off the floor with a hamstring injury. And what we saw from Pac Home Daddy these last couple of games, kind of rewind a little bit, was amazing. I mean, the kid is only 19 years old. Took a major step up from Summer League. His three-point shot looks pure. Beautiful stroke. And just been impressive. Nice feel for the game, too. Impressive for his age. For just being 19 years old. Impressive. I mean, cutting to the basket and in certain situations, Kolek found him a couple of times. Those are the little things that impress me the most. When you're just not just standing behind the three-point line, just waiting to catch and shoot. Kolek drives to the lane. You see Pac-Home Daddy kind of just cut into the basket and finding for easy baskets. It's just basketball plays. So shout out to Pac, the Pac-Man. Is that what we're calling him? The Pac-Man. But I love it, man. For this kid to, have a, down summer league, not really played well, and then for him to come out these last couple of games and to show out is truly impressive. And, like I said, he is only 19 years old. And we're not going to see him. He's not going to be in the rotation. But, hey, I don't know. I could eat my words on that. I don't know. The rotation is going to be interesting. It is. Now with Shamit out. Calm Knight says, I'm scared for us. All right, Calm. Your name is Calm Knight. I'm going to need you to calm down. All right. Knicks were 4-1 in the preseason. We saw some great things. Cat just got here a couple of weeks ago. We see Cat doing great things. Brunson looks amazing. Anunoby looks amazing. It's just, we just have to get Mikal Bridges on the same page as everyone else. And I do think with Deuce out there, Deuce didn't play tonight. Tony says no McBride tonight was a surprise. McBride played last game a lot of minutes, and he did get kind of like a minor surgery this summer, so maybe the Knicks are just being precautious, as they should be. But I do think with McBride and Payne and Bridges, I think that can kind of get Bridges going offensively when Cat and Brunson are on the bench. You can kind of get Bridges to work his magic on the offensive end. And that's what the Knicks are trying to do, and that's what they tried to do tonight. So, Kolek in the building heavy. Yeah. Tyler Kolek. Yeah, I've said like great things about Tyler Kolek. Look, tonight had a great sequence there in the fourth. Just couldn't really inbound that basketball. 13 points, 2 assists for Tyler Kolek. And like I bringing up the rotation again, I don't really know what to expect coming on off this bench. I mean, hopefully Precious can, be healthy. But if you're going a 9-man rotation, right, let's kind of talk this through. Precious is definitely going to be one of them. Payne is definitely going to be one of them. Oh, let's go. I wanted to shine some light on Cam Payne, first and foremost. Veteran in this league, has played amazing during these preseason games. And I'm 1 of 6 from 3 tonight. But Cam Payne is really going to be very important for us coming on off that bench. So you got Payne, Precious, Sims, even though a part of me wants to see Hokporty. You got Sims, and then you got, did I say McBride? McBride. So McBride, Precious, Sims, Payne. That's your 4, right? I don't know if Kolek can get in there. But I think that's your 4 coming in off the bench. I think that's your 9-man rotation. And I do think Shamet was going to be in that rotation. But with Precious out, that's, let's say hopefully that hamstring injury isn't serious. I mean, we want Precious to be healthy, but it's, it's something that the New York Knicks are going to have to mix and match. Do you play Hukporti more? Do you go small and play Kolek? Do you reward Pacome Daddier now that you've seen him, play really well there in these last couple of games? Do you reward him? It's interesting. One thing I know is that the Knicks have options, and these guys are going to be ready. Daddier also brings off like this kind of like quiet toughness to him. He has this like swagger to him that I can't really pinpoint, but I love it, man. I love Daddier. I mean, I love it. I love that we just saw these past couple of games, and we're seeing the growth from him, because that's what you want to see out of your 19-year-old. But are you guys concerned about the 3-point shooting? You guys concerned about the 3-point shooting? Champagne, what's going on? Update on Precious' injury. Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen anything. I mean, Tom Thibodeau, let me refresh the Twitter timeline really quick, but went up for a dunk, grabbed his hamstring, and walked off the court. So, I don't know. All right, Mikal Bridges is shooting. He shot 2-19 from 3 during this preseason. 2-19 from 3 during this preseason. On the look, that's not what you want. That's bad. But, yeah, still no update on Precious, by the way. 10% from beyond the arc from 3. And Mikal's a good 3-point shooter, too. So, I don't know. I don't know what to make of that. 0-10 tonight is not what you want, though. The starting 5 should be Jalen at point, Payne, shooting guard, Miles at the 3, OG at the 4, Cat at the center. Knicks 100 GM, I have no worries other than when we move in Mitch. No, but look, the Knicks 3-point shooting this preseason hasn't been up to par. And they've just been shooting poorly. They just have. And, those are things that kind of don't really carry over, but it's something to watch. Game 1 versus Boston, they could come out guns a-blazing, firing on all cylinders. Mikal could be on fire, which we hope, right? But I just think I equate that to kind of guys just trying to think too much. I think Mikal's thinking too much out there. I don't think he's just playing bad, like just playing freely. I honestly think he's just new situation, new team, doesn't want to make mistakes. But Mikal, you're a great player. Just play free out there. Just, we saw you play with Brunson and Villanova. Like, we know what you're capable of. Just play free. I just think Mikal is thinking too much. Should I take this shot? Should I pass it to Cat? Should I pass it to Brunson? Should I swing the ball one more time? A couple of quicker decisions tonight from Mikal, but I just think he's thinking a little bit too much. And like I said, with time, he'll get acclimated to the offense, and it'll come easier for him. That's what we hope. Sharon, what's going on? Is Precious okay? I hope so. But as we all know, hamstring injuries are very tricky. Don't know the severity of it. I mean, we're just in a waiting game right now. But losing Precious Achiuwa for any amount of time is going to be a blow for this Knicks team, because he's kind of like that rock solid 4-5-ish off the bench for the Knicks, and just the jack of all trades that kind of does everything for us defensively and offensively too. We even saw him do a pull-up mid-range jump shot tonight. So just praying for the best for Precious. Hopefully it's not serious. Only have 3 full days to rest though. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. It's when we get kicked off. It's it, But just trying to get an update for you guys, and I'm just not seeing anything at the moment. Yeah, he's got no update on Achiuwa. So, and Thib said McBride was sitting because of rest. No update on Achiuwa. McBride was sitting because of rest. So that's the latest update on Precious Achiuwa. Do I think the Knicks should sign the 7'5" center from the Mavs that got cut? No, I honestly think I like what we've seen from Hukporti, but it seems like the Knicks trust Sims right now at the moment. That can change in the next. Like if Jericho Sims really plateaus, really doesn't really develop, let's say the Knicks give him 10 games out the gate, and Jericho Sims is kind of not really doing much for the Knicks, then I do see the Knicks making a switch to go to a Hukporti. But if Precious is out, it's all hands on deck. After that, does Hukporti fill that role? I mean, he's not Precious, or does Daddier or Warren fill that role? One thing I kind of wanted to see during these preseason games is the rotations. And I kind of got a glimpse of where Tom Thibodeau was trying to go. And I was leaning towards Shamet being that guy off the bench for us. Now Shamet's gone. Precious, hopefully he's okay, but Precious is hurt. And I don't know where the Knicks go with Sims and Hukporti. I personally want to see Hukporti. I saw great things from him this preseason. But I just think it's definitely Cole. It's definitely, Deuce, Payne, and then Precious. And then after that, it's, I don't know, Sims, Hukporti. I don't know. It could be matchup based, situation based. I don't know. But yeah. But yeah, I mean, all in all, the shooting to me isn't a problem yet. It's a small sample size, but it's something that I was it's something that caught my, like when we traded Dante, it's something that I wanted to watch. The shooting and the rebounding. So far, the rebounding has been okay, but the shooting has taken a step back. But come Tuesday, all hands on deck. Let's do it. Just checking my notes here. So yeah, Knicks finished up preseason 4-1. Boston's coming soon, and it's the beauty of the NBA, right? I mean, the Knicks didn't really have time to acclimate. They had a couple of weeks of training camp, a couple of weeks of practices to get acclimated with one another. Mikal, I feel like will get it together. Once again, I feel like he's thinking too much out there. Just needs to let the game come to him. Anunoby looks amazing. Once again, Brunson looks absolutely incredible. I feel like we're talking about everyone else but Jalen Brunson. And Brunson just looks incredible. He could win the scoring title this year. He could very well win the scoring title this year. Like I came into this season thinking that Mikal needs to be that 20-point per game scorer for the Knicks because they need him to score. But Brunson, he looks amazing. He looks awesome. He looks ready. Poised for another great year. He even took a charge tonight. 27 points, 2 of 4 from 3, efficient, 5 of 5 from the free throw line, 5 assists in 28 minutes. Amazing for Jalen Brunson. Amazing. The only thing that stood out this preseason, Knicks have not been turning the ball over, which has not been talked about. So this is key considering the new lineup and bench. Yeah, I mean, good observation. How many turnovers did they have tonight? I haven't even brought up the turnovers. 16 turnovers tonight. It's we're talking about the shooting, right? And we're talking about everything else, but you're right. I mean, it's a new lineup, new situation, new, pretty much 40% of your starting lineup is new. And you're right. Turnovers haven't really been, a problem during these preseason games for the Knicks. And sign me up for that. I mean, the Knicks, even last year, they weren't really turning the ball over that much, right? And I think, we're going to continue to see that trend, but 22% from 3, it's bad. I mean, it's bad. But, just an off shooting night, I hope. I hope. It's not a problem unless I'm getting 10 games out of it. Then I start to cause for concern, and then we start to kind of reevaluate things. But 22 assists tonight, Wizards has 32. So 21 points off of turnovers. But yeah, that's a wrap for preseason, man. I'm ready for the regular season to start. I'm ready for these guys to play full blown out minutes. But going into the season, there are question marks. The shooting, Josh Hart trying to find his way in this offense, Mikal trying to find his way in this offense. Josh Hart just seems like he doesn't want to shoot. He doesn't want to he just kind of wants to be that facilitator, that guy who does everything else. But we will need Josh Hart to shoot. Like, there's going to be a time when I know that I'm going to be pulling my hair out and wanting Josh Hart to stop pump faking and just and then just shoot the ball. But he just hasn't been attempting anything, And like I said earlier, maybe he's trying to fool all of us. And maybe when the regular season starts, he starts to ramp it up. But it's something to watch. But we just have to wait and see. All right, guys. I mean, Jalen Brunson player preview coming out within the next couple of days. We have a live podcast coming out on Sunday night at 9:30 p.m. giving our predictions regarding this New York Knicks season, going over everything you guys need to know. So make sure you guys tune into that. But excited for this regular season to start. Excited for this new look New York Knicks team. And once again, I'm going to continue to preach patience. Tony says Josh Hart took 2 shots. Josh Hart should know his role, especially if he is starting. Nostalgic says, let's go. Let's go, man. Season is starting. And 3 more days until the Knicks face off against the Boston Celtics and ruin ring night. Are there things to correct? Yeah. Are there things that I loved? Yeah. But once again, this is not going to just happen overnight. It's not. I fully believe in Mikal. I fully believe in Josh Hart. Everything is just new. Cat's playing well, just not shooting the ball well. Still putting up great numbers. Still finishing around the rim. Grabbing rebounds, offensive rebounds at that too. Brunson looks amazing. So Brunson looks amazing. Anunoby looks amazing. And Karl-Anthony Towns looks, for somebody who came in here 2 weeks ago, looks good. The only issues right now is Mikal Bridges looks kind of off, even though, he's scored 15, 16 points, had a great defensive game a couple of games ago. And Josh Hart just is still trying to find his way in the starting lineup. So hoping with time that corrects itself, and I'm hoping for the best. Tony says, what would this lineup have looked like if Mitchell Robinson was fully healthy? I fully believe if Mitchell Robinson was healthy, I think Josh Hart goes to the bench and the Knicks start Mitchell Robinson alongside Karl-Anthony Towns and put Cat back at the 4. We saw in Minnesota, that's where he kind of likes to be the 4. He can't play the 5. But I think if Mitchell Robinson is healthy, me personally, I would start him at the 5, put Josh Hart back on the bench, make your team a little bit deeper. And I would go from there. But Mitchell Robinson isn't healthy. Hopefully he gets healthy soon. Appreciate every single one of you in here. Sunday night, live stream, Knick prediction, season prediction. Be there. And Tuesday is when we get started. Knicks Celtics. Let's get the ball rolling. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. Smash the thumbs up button. If you guys wanted to become a member, support me over at Knicks Nation for as low as $4.99 a month. I would appreciate that. And hopefully, this season is going to be an amazing season. I truly do believe that. I'm Anthony from Knicks Nation. I'll catch you guys next time.